Jameson Distillery in Dublin. We had a couple of very nice trips some years ago. And the second time we went, they put us up in the Westbury Hotel, which is just around the corner from the Phil Lynott statue from Thin Lizzy. Right in between St. Stephen's Green and College Park. And love that city. Love Dublin. I can only imagine that I have no shortage of ancestors there. I had hoped I had this. The first time we went to Dublin, I thought, I had this fantasy in my mind that I would find, in advance of this trip, I would find a cemetery that held the remains of my ancestors. But then I started drinking a lot. And I didn't end up doing that. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio, tell me where you do that if it's from out of state. Joe listens in Knoxville, Tennessee. Kim is in Grand Rapids. Jenny is in Craig, Colorado. Brian is in New Stanton, PA. Quayon and Matt are in San Francisco. San Francisco, they have 6 counties out there in the Bay Area now that have gotten a shelter-in-place order. Now, it excludes gig workers, so you have to sit in your house, but like if you're a delivery dude for Starbucks, you can go bring stuff to people.
Mm-hmm. What is shelter-in-place?
Shelter-in-place is like you have to stay in your house.
You can't leave at all.
It's like, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
They're not going to stop you. They're not going to arrest you.
It's not martial law, but they're
just saying, hey, if you don't have to leave your house, don't leave your house.
No non-essential travel.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, my favorite part of San Francisco is the mayor. There's a black woman named London Breed. Just a great name. London Breed. Right? So you can still order food out there. You're talking about this order over a handful of counties. It's about 6 million people. And so they're trying to obviously do what everybody else is doing. And the measures to mitigate whatever's going on are getting more and more drastic. Yeah. You have to legally stay home as much as possible, unless it's to leave to go do things like go to the grocery store, buy gas, or go to the pharmacy. But you can still order food for delivery. Mm-hmm. So, Postmates or Uber Eats or whatever, DoorDash.
That's how some of these companies are staying alive.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
Like, if you own a restaurant, you have to be doing this or else you're not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's another good time to remind people to do that with local restaurants.
And tip
well, yeah, that, but I'm like, Chipotle is going to be fine. I mean, you should get Chipotle's Queso Blanco anyway. But like, major restaurants are going to be okay throughout all this. It's, the little tiny mom and pop places that really need you to buy a slice of pie right now.
Let me rattle off a couple for
you
because we've got a list. If you go to AlanCoxShow.com and use the keyword food, we've kind of got a list of local establishments that are still doing pickup or delivery, right?
Right.
And yeah, you're going to have your chains and whatever, but to your point, mom and pop shops, local restaurants.
Support them.
Blue Sky in Elyria. I assume that's not a chain.
I know where that place is.
Okay. Cleveland Vegan in Lakewood. Anytime my brother and sister-in-law are in town, we'll go there and eat because my sister-in-law is a vegan. And the food's dynamite. Mm-hmm. I mean, for that kind of restaurant,
their vegan mac and cheese
never going to be my number one choice, but when they're in town and we go, fantastic. Creekside in Brecksville. Denise and Nancy's Diner Worthy in Grafton.
Oh.
Game Time Bar and Grill in Perry Township. Gino's in Medina. Harlow's Pizza in Lakewood. I was reading about people who have cake and cupcake shops are killing it because they're getting cupcake orders for like first responders and nurses and people.
I didn't even think about that.
That's nice.
That's great.
Some place called McDonald's. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Heard of it?
McDonald's.
MAC.
You're thinking of McDowell's.
Oh.
Yeah, they have the golden arcs.
Got it.
Arcs.
They get the Big Mick, right?
Yeah.
McDonald's has the Big Mac. We've got the Big Mick. Sokolowski's, of course, in Tremont. Taco Tontos in Lakewood.
That place got some
Been there.
banging
It's
burritos,
bomb.
man.
Yeah, I've been there.
Also want to throw a shout out to East End Bistro and Pub in Lakewood.
Yeah.
That's where I do my show every Thursday. Can't do it right now, but their food is good and it's very affordable.
I like their wings a lot.
The wings are great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there is a website there. If you have a local restaurant, you want to make sure you're on this list, you can send the information there, and we're updating this as people hit us up. But you go to alancoxshow.com and use the keyword food, and it will tell you everybody that's doing, the people that we know of, they're doing pickup and delivery. So there are some chains, but it's the vast proportion of them are just local places, which anytime you can patronize them, you should. President says that it probably won't be under control until July or August.
I thought it was June.
It's a very interesting pivot if you watch a lot of Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
Because a week ago they were saying this is all a hoax, and now, since Trump came out and finally had to be beat over the head with reality, their pivot has been, well, it's not a hoax, but it's all the Democrats' fault. I mean, you do have, you still got to keep it in that lane, but it's been funny to watch those people over there give themselves a whiplash doing this 180 on the coronavirus.
This is the party of personal responsibility, correct?
I'm sorry. You said that with a straight face, Bill. You are adorable.
It seems to me that if we do a really good job, we'll not only hold the death down to a level that is much lower than the other way, had we not done a good job.
What?
I can't.
He isn't either.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. People are talking about July, August, something like that. So it could be right in that period of time where it washes through. Other people don't like that term, but where it washes through.
So is this the new normal until the height of the summer?
We'll see what happens, but they think August, could be July, could be longer than that.
Give some guidelines on social distancing. You know, this press room, talk about a place they had to get the dust off of. This press briefing room hasn't been used much at all over the past 3 years, and now they're in there all the time, given these... and again, it's not a full press pool like it used to be, but like your primary White House correspondents are all in there asking questions.
Is the White... Well, they pre-canceled that, right? The White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Oh, did they pre-cancel it?
I think they canceled that after last year. They're like, we're not doing that anymore.
I heard they were bringing back comedians to that thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My administration is recommending that all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people, avoid discretionary travel, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts. Okay.
Public food courts. Tell you what, if you've never eaten at a private food court, it is delightful.
So luxurious.
Screw the public
options.
food court. Oh, my God.
I mean, you can fill up on the free samples alone.
You remember Richie Rich had his own McDonald's?
Yeah.
You mean McDowell's? Richie Rich had his own McDonald's.
I didn't.
In the movie.
He
I haven't
really
seen that in
was.
a long time.
Who saw the movie?
A lot of people.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm too old for that, I guess. The Macaulay Culkin one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie Rich was like one of my brother's favorite movies.
He's in the new season of American Horror Story.
Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin.
Culkin, yeah.
Oh.
For people who are still watching that show.
Certainly looks like one.
Like one what?
An American Horror Story.
Really?
He
Macaulay
actually looks-
Culkin?
He looks a
don't
lot
think
better
he-
now.
This dude porked Mila Kunis for like a decade.
That was back when he
So
looked
what?
better.
He looks the same.
No, he doesn't.
He
Yes, he
looked
does.
real rough
As
for
an
a minute.
adult, he looks the same. He might have fattened up a little
His
bit.
face
I think
was sunken in, homie.
He was, yeah, he had like
Whatever.
a skeleton nose.
He was going through some things.
right, but I'm just saying. Other than when he was a kid, he was never an amazing-looking guy. Mila Kunis.
She's way out of his league, but listen, she's just trying to get in on that sweet, sweet Home Alone money, all right?
You know Joe Pesci.
What?
Yeah. They asked the president how he ranked his own response to the coronavirus.
I bet he said
What do you
it.
think he said?
I bet he
Terrific.
was pretty honest about it and just said he did the best job he could.
Let's see if you're right.
I'd rate it a 10. I think we've done a
Out
great
of?
job. And it started with the fact that we kept
I assume 10 out of 10, right?
10 out of 100.
Font.
That is a cheese answer, sir.
a very highly infected country, despite all of even the professionals saying, no, it's too early to do that. We were very, very early with respect to China. And we
By the
will
way, I
have-
love how he pats himself on the back for the
course.
travel ban from China. It really had nothing to do with any of this because he was saying it was a hoax. There was nothing to worry about. They had to drag him kicking and screaming into this. He puts Mike Pence in charge, and then Jared Kushner is his conciliary on the whole thing. Jared Kushner kept telling him nonstop, the media is blowing this out of proportion. Jared Kushner, guy who's failed every business endeavor he's ever undertaken as an adult. It was a cheese answer, though.
The President of the United States and the Commander of Cheese.
And now you know why.
Aha.
So they ask him, well, you've taken a much more serious tone over the past couple of days. Is this a pivot for you? And of course it's not. Because he's known the whole time.
I didn't feel different. I've always known this is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. All you had to do is look at other countries.
There you go. He
No,
always knew.
that's all.
He was sitting on it. He was like, I'm not going to tell him what I know. All
I'm
right?
not- I'm
I
not-
always knew this was a
playing
pandemic.
chess. Everybody else is playing checkers.
That's
is what
right.
he's saying.
I spell pandemic H-O-A-X. So anyway, by the way, once he starts losing the Jesus people, that's when you know you're in trouble. And there's a whole lot of evangelical types that are peeling away. And I saw one guy who I guess is a relatively prestigious guy in that world. He said that the president's response to this whole thing was sloppy and dangerous, which I thought were a couple of interesting adjectives to put together. But that was the...
Who was
that?
Pretty accurate, yeah.
Some guy who's a big evangelical. And I
So
don't
do
know.
they not get mad? They get evangelical?
Stretch Armstrong over here.
See, come on.
Don't get mad. Get evangelical.
Get evangelical.
Yeah. Sloppy and dangerous, by the way. When I was single, those were the two qualities I most looked for in a girlfriend.
Oh.
So for this guy to really make a couple of worlds collide is an amazing thing.
It's a good thing single Alan never met drunk Mayor. That would have been a mess.
I'll tell you what. Oh.
Single, dangerous, and really uncomfortable to watch.
Right.
Now, listen, there are still people. I mentioned the other day that West Virginia, I was fascinated by the fact that it didn't have one coronavirus case, and people pointed out, well, they're not getting tested, so obviously everyone's numbers are artificially low, especially that, right? So, of course, West Virginia now, they've got a couple of, they're testing or whatever they're doing. They're keeping an eye on people. Jim Justice is the governor of West Virginia.
Wow. What
And
a name.
I know,
and
he's like made for it.
Well, but if you're the governor of West Virginia, you also kind of have to, like, you're trying to tell people to do what they should be doing, but you're still kind of trying to talk to them like one of them. So he's not exactly encouraging the social distancing thing. He's still kind of talking to him about it like, not that big of a deal.
I would say to you, the federal government and everybody is saying, go to the grocery stores. For crying out loud, go to the grocery stores. If you want to go to Bob Evans and eat, go to Bob Evans and eat.
There you go. Go to Bob Evans and eat if you want to go to Bob Evans and eat.
Maybe meth makes you immune to this whole thing.
Oh, maybe so.
And that's why West Virginia is doing so well right now.
Well, they said cocaine certainly didn't.
Oh, whoops.
All the conspiracy theories were that cocaine and masturbation and drinking bleach would all keep the coronavirus away. By the way, I think
drinking bleach is going to keep the coronavirus away. You're just going to be dead.
yeah, it's going to keep your
Keep
heartbeat
everything
away,
away,
too.
yeah.
But I think this guy might be onto something here because I think maybe it wasn't coincidental. I mean, he might be trying to be folksy and talk to them in a language they understand, which is like, hey, go to Bob Evans, whatever, right?
I think he's getting a Bob Evans kickback.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that's some pretty slick branded content.
Right.
If that's what this guy's doing. Mike DeWine might want to consider something along these lines. That might not have been coincidental that the governor of West Virginia did this.
You ever seen one case down on the farm? No. That's why you're at Bob
That's
Evans.
right. Listen, if you need to go to Giant Eagle, for Pete's sake, go to Giant Eagle. If you can't resist selected varieties of ready nutrition protein water for only 49 cents a bottle, go.
Not to
You're
mention
so-
the fuel perks.
If you're so worried that you need to grab more always discreet incontinence products, you'll get $5 off. Now just wait at home. Work these into the public service announcements. There's
Make
no
it sound
reason
natural,
they should.
though. Make it sound natural.
Yes.
They're sending him the copy point.
Make it sound natural.
Just, put your own pizzazz on it. However you would say it.
Shelter in place. If you would like hot dogs, You can get 3 packs for $5 now at selected Giant Eagle stores.
Stay plump when you cook them. I'm a relish guy myself.
I don't relish telling you to stay home, but if I did, Heinz pickle relish is half off.
You better catch up with these savings. So dumb.
Yeah, whatever.
Well,
Ketchup,
good for him.
Ketchup. Ketchup, ketchup. Yeah, so, Bob Evans, they got a nice little name drop in there, the governor of West Virginia, talking to people. I saw that Apple has even banned coronavirus games from the App Store. There's all these virus simulator games that you can play.
I can't play Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a year anyway, but...
Well, you know why?
Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Apple has banned coronavirus games and entertainment apps from the App Store. If people are stuck in their homes, let them do what they want to do.
They just don't
Why
want people
ban
to profit.
games?
But they don't want people to
What if
profit
they're
off of
free,
the
though?
coronavirus.
Why not?
I don't know. Because
There's a lot of people going to be profiting off the coronavirus.
Netflix, Pornhub, everybody.
The Purell family, Jim
Purell.
Purell,
Yeah.
Francine Dial, heir to the soap fortune.
Well, Jim Justice isn't.
Well, Tony Lysol over here sitting high.
That's
you know?
right. Anthony Lysol IV is going to be sitting pretty.
Tony Lice.
Yeah.
I know him.
He doesn't
Christopher
like to go by that.
Lorox.
Yeah.
That whole family is going to be doing
Charmin.
Charlene Min, and she's Chinese.
Come on.
Nobody's complaining about her.
Angel Soft over there coming up the rear.
You know, we had something good. We had something good.
Coronavirus. I just tweeted a really bad dad tweet.
May coronavirus take you before the end of today's show.
Coronavirus.
What was your dad tweet?
I said anything can be toilet paper if you put your hind to it.
Yeah, I don't
Because
like when
everyone's like, if you put your mind
Yeah,
to
we
it,
know.
you put.
I don't like.
Yeah,
I'm glad she explained it.
Do
To
you
me.
guys get it? Do you get what I? Do you see what I did there?
I don't like when people get on their "I hate dad" jokes high horse.
I didn't. I just tweeted
I know.
when I said it's bad, and then I just said I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry about
Well, yeah, but that's my point. There's this inference that all dad jokes are bad.
Yeah.
Dad jokes are like any other joke. Some good ones, some really bad ones.
Yeah.
Right? You just need to work on a good one.
Angel Soft coming up the rear. What was it?
Coming up the rear. Yeah, well, all right, listen.
I was still stuck in the Kentucky Derby thing, you know.
I understand. Grandpa Turducken.
Coming around the bend.
Yeah, around the bend. Okay, let me break here. I'm going to have those Primus tickets for you after the break. They're still set for the summer tour. They're planning to go ahead. The Rush Farewell to Kings. They're going to play that in its entirety as tribute to that band this summer. Wolf Mother and the Sword are on the bill, too. June 27th at Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica. So I'll have those tickets for you after the break. 35192 to text me anything, or AlanCoxShow.com for everything else.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 W.